Good morning, it's Barbara. It's chilly outside, but it's sunny in my spot and it looks lovely, and I'm gonna wrap up and go out. Good morning, it's Barbara. It is bright and breezy and cool and lovely out here. Really lovely. Thank you for joining me for coffee. Did I say it's Barbara? I probably did. Now, I didn't put any product in my hair, and so it's all fly away. Oh well. Good morning. It is so gorgeous today. It rained yesterday, as you saw. Cleared up later in the day, very much later in the day. And now, a front went through and it's cool and gorgeous. Really, really stunning. Sweater weather. I'm wearing my sweater that I can never remember the name of. Marianne, what's the name of this sweater? This was in a Pom Pom magazine. It's a short 4-letter word that I can never remember. But Marianne will tell us. Marianne got it as her pattern prize one of these months when she was the prize winner. I could have looked it up, but then I forgot. I was looking for my exploration station to use as my shawl because I thought I needed more than just the sweater. And the exploration station is the same colors, or the other way around. I made this using the same colors as the exploration station. This is a slip stitch gorgeousness. Was my Rhinebeck sweater a couple years ago. And the name will not come to me because even when I was knitting it, I could never remember the name of it. I think that's not a good name for a sweater if I can't remember it. So, ever. I'll look it up and put it in the down bar. Marianne doesn't have to do my work for me. Anyway, I couldn't find my exploration station on my shawl rack. So I thought, oh, it must be downstairs. And it's not. So now I have to look for my exploration station. It was downstairs, so my guess is that it got moved up into my room, my craft room, at some point when I was cleaning up, and it's probably in there. I do have to do something with my shawls. They're all kind of bunched up on I have a metal ladder like you would put in your bathroom to hang towels on, and I have my shawls hanging on that in my bedroom. And yeah, it's not very neat. How do you store your shawls so that they stay nice and lovely, and you know what you have? I'm curious because I find shawls really hard. I fold my sweaters and I have them on a bench at the bottom of my bed, so they're out so I can see them. But I was running around a little bit, and I may be a little bit warm. Well, I'm in the sun. So anyway, I'm wearing my Find Your Fade shawl, which I really enjoyed knitting back in the day when everybody was knitting the Find Your Fade, and we were learning all about fading, and it was fun. Fading is still fun. But I find that I'm not a fan of the shape of it. It's too long and thin when I want to be warm, contrary to how I'm feeling right now. I find it really hard to put it on in such a way that it actually keeps me warm. And it's way too much for when you don't want to be warm. It's like too much shawl. So anyway, not a fan of the style or the shape of the Find Your Fade, but I did enjoy knitting it a lot. I was thinking about that today. But I gotta find my exploration station, which is one of my favorites. It was a favorite to knit and a favorite to wear. The only brioche I've ever done. I was able to do the brioche on it, so brioche is on my list of things if I ever, start being a little more adventurous again with my knitting. So, yeah. So that's this morning. That's what I'm doing. But it's so beautiful out here. The girls are out here. Well, I don't know where Maisie is. She behind me. Pearl's right there. Maisie was at, oh, there she is. She's laying in the sun. Pearl's laying in the shade. So I did do a little painting yesterday. The technique that I was trying is a technique for making birch trees that was very fun. This is my sketchbook. I'm trying to make them like a fall. That was in the tutorial. This is not finished by any stretch of the imagination. I was testing putting sky in between the trees and see what I think. I don't know, do I want white? The darker doesn't work for me, but the light seems to be okay. We'll see. But these are not finished, and yeah. But so I got my paints out yesterday. There you go. And I read a book. I did not knit. I read a book. I didn't put the TV on at all. But it's Friday, so I have things to watch. So I might knit. I am very far down my foot. I'm gonna need to try those socks on. I'm soon gonna need to start the toes. I know. Dennis couldn't find his sleeping socks today when he was trying to, so my first pair of socks I ever made, I'm actually wearing, but they were not superwash, and I didn't realize that, and so they have felted, so they're tight, but I'm wearing them because I can't find my slippers. My felted slippers that I mended, I have no idea where I put them. I think I told you that before. I haven't found them. I did a little bit of a search, but we'll see. But anyway, I have other slippers that I'm wearing, but they do have a hole in them, and I thought, well, I'll wear these felted socks that I don't usually wear in rotation. My second pair of socks I made too big. And Dennis has been wearing them all these years as his sleeping socks in the winter. He loves them. Now, he won't wear my socks in his shoes. He's got very sensitive skin. But to be honest, I'm fine with that because I don't want to knit socks for him. You know, like enough socks for him to wear. Is that selfish? Anyway, so he loves his sleeping socks. It makes me smile every time I see him wearing them, and that seems perfect for both of us. But he couldn't find them this morning. Last night he said, oh, I think it's almost time for me to start wearing my sleeping socks, but I don't know what he did with them. I washed them at the end of the season last year because I washed all the socks, so my sock drawer is very full. In fact, I had to take everything out of it, and it's all laying across my bed because my pairs were getting separated, and it was driving me crazy. And I had some thought that maybe my slippers might be in that drawer, but they're not. They're probably in my room, but my room is soon going to be solved because our big plan lately is we're organizing our house and our lives in such a way that Ora can come and live with us. I've known since I first met Dennis that he expected his mother to live with him in her old age, and I have been happy with that thought for all this time, and so we are trying to work on that. We were concerned about her and two 90-pound dogs, but we think we can get around that. We will have to put an elevator chair going up the steps because she doesn't do steps. But anyway, once we get that organized, what's going to happen is my room that I have now will be a sitting room / guest room with a convertible couch for the guests, so that she'll have a place upstairs for herself, and she has a cat, so I don't know how that's going to work out, but we'll make it work. But that means I have to clear everything out of my room. And so that means it's going to get organized. So I am going to be relatively ruthless in terms of the things that I'm really not doing anything with. And I have a whole closet full of stuff in what will be her bedroom that I have to deal with. So I have some redding up to do, as we say in Pennsylvania. I have stuff to do, right, puppy? And I will take the other room, which is currently a guest room, and turn that into my craft room, with the idea that if we need that room for a guest room, it'll have a inflatable bed in it, you know, so I can't junk up the floor too bad. So that is our fall project here at our house and at Aura's house, and she's starting to think about what am I going to do with all my stuff, because of course we have no room for her stuff. Except her piano will be coming with her, and you know, very little else for TVs. So that's our fall project. We'll see how it goes. But in the course of I intend to find my slippers. That's my plan, to find my slippers. Among other things. And I can imagine that moving all this yarn and loveliness will go a long way to getting me even more in the mood to knit than I have started to get. And I can picture me and Aura sitting around listening to music, knitting, you know, of an evening. So I think that will work very well. I think while we have a lovely day today, we should bring some wood in from the wood pile and put it in the garage. Not quite ready for fire in the fireplace yet, but that's coming soon because it's sweater weather. All I had to do was open up my collar a little bit, and my brain is still trying to pull out the name of this sweater. I can't stand it. It's 4 letters. Oh well. It'll be down below. Okay, kids, we're going over to Aura's today. Take the dogs, give her some grand dog time. Dennis bought her a clock that has a really big letters that tell her what day of the week it is, because she's having trouble remembering the day of the week, and you know, I am too, but he didn't buy me one. And so we'll be going over and sitting with her and giving her some puppy time and putting our eyes on her, as we try to do periodically. And that's the only thing. That's the only thing. Oh, I got a bee acting weird. Ugh. It's bee dying time, which is always a dangerous time. Yellow jacket. I forget what I was saying. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I don't know what else I'm gonna do. My paints are out on the table now, so I'm gonna be fiddling with these pictures a little bit and see what I can come up with. And yeah. Meanwhile, please take good care of yourselves. Please, please, please stay safe and stay sane.